All right, we'll get started with Dave. We'll start with Kirsten down in the front, and then we'll stay in the front row.
Dave, when Teoscar was talking to the media this afternoon, he shared how going back to that Atlanta series when the news of Tyler Glasnow was going to be done for the rest of the year, just how the conversation you all had as a group, how it kind of changed the mindset of this group. How did you see that play out, and how has that put you all in a situation now to be one win away from the World Series?
Yeah, it was just, I just wanted to get the guys together. I'm not a big meeting guy. I just felt that at that point in time, I think we had lost 2 straight to the Braves. We got news that Tyler was going to be done for the year, and I just got a feeling that there was some kind of a little woe is me, and that's just not who we are. I knew Walker was throwing that night and felt that, for us to win 11 games in October, we need him. So I wanted a little bit to, have that meeting with him on the mound that night and challenge him a little bit. And I just the message basically was, I can't believe in more than them than they believe in each other. They got to believe in themselves, right? And I just felt that we have enough talent in the room to do that. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to light. But it was the most important thing is that those guys responded, amongst themselves.
Now be one win away from the World Series. What does that mean to you personally?
It's been a fun ride. I love how we're going about things collectively. There's a great focus with our guys, a hunger, and a real good compete and fight. And so that's been fun. And so we still got some work to do. They're going to be, their backs are against the walls right now. And so we know that. And so I just think that we got to go out there and keep playing good baseball.
Teoscar was up here talking about how much it means to him to possibly make it to the World Series because he wasn't a part of that 2017 team actually playing. For you personally, after all so much talk over the offseason and stuff like that, for you to be one win away from getting back there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think personally, I am just fortunate to have a lot of great people around me, most importantly the players, but I'm just very grateful to be here. I really am. So it's been a fun road, a tough road, a lot of work to be done. But, there's a part of it, though, that you have to enjoy these moments. I think we all do, and I think we all get caught up in kind of the moment right now. But, you have to enjoy it because this is part of the fun. So I'm enjoying it as much as I can.
Crystal.
Throughout all the lineup changes, you guys just continue to find those super big hits. Tommy was huge in that cleanup spot. He said he doesn't get a lot of opportunities like that. With Freddie coming back after a day of rest, what do you want to see from him in that spot?
With Freddie, I think just keep being himself. I think that, he's still trying to find his swing. I'm sure the ankle has a lot to do with it, but he's in there because I feel the at-bats are going to be quality at-bats, and he's going to give us everything he has. And I think with the rest of the guys, just keep taking good at-bats. I think you see it with Teo and Will, who are not really swinging well, but I think that their at-bat quality has been fantastic as far as the fight, which is, spoiling pitches and getting to the next guy. So things like that matter. And so, that's what I expect from our guys tonight.
Go to the fourth row to David.
Dave, you've been here before, obviously. What is it about closeout games that you have to approach a game like this?
I think getting a lead is important. I say that because you put the onus on them to sort of exhaust all resources, and the sooner you can do that, the better it is. And so I just think it's applying pressure and trying to do that early. And the first step is, putting pressure on Peterson and stress him early and, make Carlos make a decision.
Go to Bill in the second row on the middle.
Hey, Doc, is this team playing as well as any team you've had here?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think if you're talking about, collective at bats, the pitching, all that stuff. Yeah, it's hard to remember a team playing, better team baseball than we're playing right now. Yeah.
Say left side, Juan, about 4 rows back. You good, Juan? Go to Jack in the 3rd row.
Is Blake going to be available tonight?
He's available. We'll see how much, but he's available. Yes.
And then you've talked a lot about how this team, even when things have gone wrong this year, not making excuses. Like, where do you think that's come from this season, and how much do you think that's been part of when you talk about playing good team baseball and just the level you guys have been at the last couple weeks, kind of been underlying all that?
I hope it comes from me. I don't like excuses. I don't like to hear them. And so I talk about that a lot. But most importantly, they got to kind of believe that is the right way to go about things. And there's just a lot of unforeseen things that can happen in a long baseball season. And we have a lot of good players. And I'm aware of that. And so I think that that's sort of kind of part of it. But like everyone knows, it's not really what I think. It's what they believe. And they believe that, which is most important.
Go to Mike standing up in the back.
Dave, when you guys won last night and then the Mets announced that it would be Peterson starting this game, was there any temptation at all to give Freddie, against a left-hander, give Freddie another day of rest? At the very least, he'd get 3 straight days off before you played again in L.A. At the very best scenario, if you won tonight, he could get a long stretch off before the World Series. Was there any temptation there to rest him again today?
Not really. Not really. I think that I think the one day was good. Yes, another day would probably have been better, certainly. But I just feel that I want to put our best lineup out there today. I want to win tonight.
Go to Peter, front row on the left.
Going back to the offseason, when you guys made the investment in Shohei, is this exactly kind of what you guys envisioned, him hitting home runs on this stage and forming that tandem with Mookie?
Yes, I think this is the 100% outcome with Shohei, and that's just speaking on the field, in the clubhouse. Can't imagine what he's doing, or I can't imagine what he's doing outside of our game on the business side. But as far as on the baseball between the lines, I just couldn't have imagined any better season. And what a great person and teammate too.
Go to Ron on this side in the front.
As someone who's played and managed 5 different organizations, what about Dodgers' history and tradition has had the biggest impacts on you?
Yeah, I've been fortunate because, I played for the Red Sox briefly and won a championship there, and just the history of the Red Sox and the Red Sox fan base is like no other. I think the Dodgers, being from Southern California, going to school in Los Angeles, knowing a lot of the Dodger greats. I had a good conversation with Sandy Koufax a couple nights ago when he was in town, and that's just crazy to me that he's wishing me well in a season. So I think that just being a part of this franchise, the history, the brand is world known. I have a lot of I can't believe I'm driving up Vince Scully way, when I go to work, things like that. It's overwhelming, but I try not to let my head go there too often. I just try to do my job.
At any point do you look and say, your name's next to Tommy and Walt and Dressen and Leo?
I don't want to do that. Then I start getting nervous. I just want to try to do my job and get our players to win baseball games and, win baseball games for the Dodgers. That's it.
Go to Andy, 3rd row on the left.
Did Sandy tell you to push your starters deeper into games?
We've had that conversation in years past, but I think right now he gave me a good job. He gave me you're doing all right.
Just the season in general, how did you think this year was going to go, and how has what's actually happened been compared to what you forecast back in December, January?
So it's gone the way we had expected in terms of where we were at today. how we got there, absolutely not how we envisioned this. So I will say that, yeah, but it's interesting though, Andy. It's like, I didn't know who Edgardo Henriquez was 6 months ago, but he's chewing up 2 innings in an NLCS game on the road. So those are things that I didn't know who Ben Casperius was. So, yeah, I would have expected Tyler Glasnow to pitch in one of these games, right? So it's different, but it's a credit to the organization and the resiliency that we have. It's really cool. But at the end of the day, we're in that same spot we had hoped, and we just got to keep winning.
Take one more for Doc. We'll go to Shai in the back. Last row, sitting down.
Dave, as you are heading into back here, as you're heading into an elimination game, how often do you think back to, or do you reflect on sort of what you accomplished with the Red Sox, and does that serve as any sort of not necessarily motivation, but cautionary tale as you go into this opportunity?
I think I think you can see from kind of my demeanor that we're playing with urgency tonight, and I think I was, you can see that things can happen when a team starts to build momentum, and so yeah, we want to kind of take our momentum and keep it going and put these guys away. So, because of my past experiences, and fortunately, I was on the good side of the other thing. But yeah, I feel that. I understand that.
All right, Dave. Thanks for coming
All
out.
right,
We'll
thanks,
see you
guys.
post-game.